call the Board of Public Works and Safety meeting in order for June 13, 2018. Today we have President myself, Nikhil Winfrey, President, Mayor Netta Barber, Vice President, Clotilde LeBoy, our Secretary, is absent, and Ms. Raven Reedus is here on behalf of Public Works. We will first start with claims.
We have ratification of claims paid on June 8, 2018. The General Fund, $5,392.55. Solid Waste, $258 for total claims paid, $5,650.55. Then we have ratification of claims paid on June 1st, 2018. General Fund, $417.29. Ratification of claims paid on June 11, 2018. Blight elimination, $6,109.86. Then we have ratification of payroll paid on June 8, 2018. The total payroll was $1,596,490.73. Madam President, I move that we approve all claims.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have correspondence and agreements. Correspondence from the Police Department.
Okay, this is a request from William Klaus, and it's a request to advertise June auction. The auction will be held June 30th, 2018 at 9 a.m. Auction will begin at Republic Frame and Axle, 7500 Melton Road, then proceed to S&S Towing, 3651 West 4th Avenue. Then the auction will conclude at Benny's Towing, 2160 West 10th Avenue. Madam President, I move that we approve the request to advertise.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have correspondence from the Department of Commission for Women.
To Clotilde LeBroy, Public Works, from Stephen D. Jenkins, Assistant City Attorney, contract with American Eagle Security. The Law Department has reviewed the enclosed contract with American Eagle Security to provide video surveillance equipment to the Commission for Women. The term of the contract is from June 18, 2018 until July 17, 2018. The total cost of surveillance system is $14,424 and will be reimbursed by our Victims of Crime Act grant. The city agrees to pay contractor an amount not to exceed $7,000, and the contractor will provide $7,424 as in-kind donation to meet the in-kind match associated with the grant. The contract is in proper legal form and is sufficient to adequately protect the interests of the city of Gary. Scope of services. Contractor agrees to supply and install a video surveillance system with the capabilities to provide security at the entry doors, the interior corridors, and the parking lot of the women's shelter. Further details of the scope of services are in Exhibit 3. And Exhibit 3 is attached. The term of the contract, this contract shall be for a term commencing on the effective date and expiring 30 days later on July 17th. Compensation for satisfactory performance of the services set forth in Article 1 above. City agrees to pay contractor an amount not to exceed $7,000. Contractor will provide $7,424 as an in-kind donation to meet the in-kind match associated with the Victims of Crime Act grant, which will be used to reimburse both parties. Madam President, I move that we approve the contract with American Eagle and the City of Gary, Women, Commission for Women.
Second, any questions? Do we know if Mr. Keith looked at this or not?
I just got the energy yesterday.
That was my only question about it. I just wasn't sure if he looked at it. I know there was some discussion about
these types of separate agreements with vendors, so I wasn't sure if you did better than that.
Just
Hi, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. Did you, have any discussion with Mr. Keith from IT about the contract?
Yes.
You did, okay.
Because she's the one who actually.
Okay, good, all right. Any other questions? No. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. I just wanted to make sure. Next, we have correspondence from Community Development.
to the Board of Public Works and Safety from Arlene Colvin, Director. Approval of amendment to Emergency Solutions Grant Agreement, Crisis Center Incorporated. Attached is an amendment to the recipient agreement between the Crisis Center Incorporated and the City of Gary's Community Development Department under its Emergency Solutions Grant Program. The amendment is to increase funding by $22,500 to meet the fiscal year 2016 expenditure deadlines. The increase will bring total funding to the Crisis Center to $126,600. I am requesting board approval of this amendment. To Arlene Colvin from Inga D. Lewis Shannon, attorney for the Department of Community Development. Amendment to Crisis Center Incorporated Subrecipient Agreement. The Law Office of Inga D. Lewis Shannon has reviewed the attached amendment to ESG 2017 Crisis Center Incorporated. Agreement for emergency shelter between City of Gary, Department of Community Development, and Crisis Center. The contract is for services to be performed on July 1st, to begin on July 1st and end on June 30th, 2018. Present to the contract amendment, the subrecipient will be paid in amount not to exceed $126,000. The contract is in proper legal form and is sufficient to adequately protect the interests of the City of Gary. The agreement and signatures are attached. So, Madam President, I move that we approve the amendment to the Emergency Solutions Grant Agreement Crisis Center in the City of Gary Community Development.
Second, any questions? All in favor? Motion
Aye.
carries. Next, we have correspondence from Public Works.
Board of Public Works and Safety. Request for easements. Indiana American Water, water main replacement. 13th Avenue through Cleveland Street to Monroe Street. Dear board members, Indiana American Water has requested easements for a proposed water main project. The easements are required because item requires 10 feet separation between water and sewer pipes due to the existing sewer main running down the middle of the alleyway. 10 feet separation cannot physically be achieved within the row. The easements received a favorable recommendation from the site plan committee and had no objections from the legal department. Therefore, I recommend the board grants the attached easements for the following parcels: 45-08-09-156-003-000-004 and 45-08-09-155-011-000-004. And this is submitted by David Schilling, Robinson Engineering. And they do have the exhibits attached. Exhibit A and B are attached. Madam President, I move that we approve the request for easement with Indiana American Water.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
The next one is Board of Public Works and Safety. Dear board members, a request has been received for communications conduit and cable to be installed by Carlisle Utility Contractors Incorporated on behalf of MCI Metro. The cable is necessary to put a new cell tower at Enbridge Park into service. A traffic control plan has been submitted and is found to be acceptable. If the board approves, we recommend granting MCI Metro a permit contingent upon One, the work within the US 12 and 20 rule requires an NDOT permit. Two, all requirements in the right-of-way permit requirements shall be followed. Three, Comcast shall provide a schedule 10 days prior to construction and notify affected property and business owners, schools, police, fire, GPTC, and Board of Public Works. And again, this is submitted by Dave Schilling, Robinson Engineer, and all the exhibits are attached. Madam President, I move that we approve the request for permit to install communications conduit and cable for MCI Metro.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have correspondence from the Department of Planning and Redevelopment.
Board of Public Works from Gregory L. Thomas, City Attorney. Approval of contract with Vans Enterprises. The Law Department has drafted the attached contract between the City of Gary and Vans Enterprises for the renovation of the baseball field at the South Shore Railcat Stadium. The amount of the contract shall not exceed $34,940, and the term of the contract shall be from April 18th, 2018, and shall terminate April 8th, 2019. The contract is in proper legal form and is sufficient to adequately protect the interests of the City of Gary. Scope of services, contractor agrees to restore the baseball field at the South Shore Railcats Baseball Stadium. In addition to this contract also incorporates by referencing the following documents. Exhibit 1, request for review of a contract to provide city services. Exhibit 2, Board of Works and Safety Financial Funding Source Form. Exhibit 3, City of Gary Redevelopment Commission Resolution 4054. The term of the contract. This contract shall be for a term commencing on the effective date and expiring April 18, 2019. The compensation is compensation for satisfactory performance of the services set forth in Article 1 above. City agrees to pay the contract at an amount not to exceed $34,940. Okay, the funding form is attached. So, Madam President, I move that we approve the contract, City of Gary Redevelopment Vans Enterprises.
Second, any questions? All in favor? Aye. Motion carries. Next, we have correspondence from the Department of Redevelopment.
To Nikhil Allen Corporation Counsel, from Carol Purtle, Office Manager, subject review quick claim deed. Please review the attached deed for the Board of Public Works and Safety approval and signatures. The deed and resolution is for our real estate sale. The Redevelopment Commission is requesting that the property be transferred over from the City of Gary to the Redevelopment Commission as a step in the process of conveying the property over to best use, as well as returning the property back to the city's tax roll. Your prompt response to this matter is appreciated. The property is at 814 through 16 West 4th Avenue. And it's parcel number 45-08-04-179-030-000-004. Board of Public Works and Safety, Carol Purtle, Office Manager, recommendation to transfer property. The City of Gary Department of Redevelopment hereby recommends that the City of Gary transfer several parcels of real estate commonly known as 814 through 16 West 4th Avenue. And they have attached resolution for transfer of properties to the City of Gary Redevelopment Commission An original copy of the deed for execution of board signatures is attached. A copy of real property maintenance report showing Gary as ownership. The property will be used for stabilization of neighborhoods in the city of Gary. Madam President, I move that we approve quitclaim deed and the transfer of property for 814 through 816 West 4th Avenue.
Second, any questions? All in favor? Aye, motion carries. That concludes our agenda topics. Are there any, is there any unfinished business or new business today? Okay. We will open for public comment, 2 minutes per person. Agenda topics only, please. Would anyone like to speak? You can. You can, if you like. I mean, if you want to.
Yeah, it hurts. David Rodriguez, the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico's Parade and Festival in Northwest Indiana. I'm trying to bring it in here, Gary. So far, we were gonna go through for Sunday, June 24th, but that wasn't, it was too much of, I didn't come here yet. They didn't bring me here, so I kinda like jumped the gun.
Okay.
But we're looking at the dates of, August 19th, just a parade this year. To open it up and bring it to Knox. And then next year will be like the festival, music, vendors. I'm looking at, so we can, it goes a little example. That's the parade route. The only thing will be different will be August, the month and the date. You know, I do have the 501c3 license. I have my tax number. I have everything in order. I'm looking, like I said, August 19th to 26th, so what would it take for me to get back here again before that? So, because it would run from 8, from the park department, we would line up back there, go around to, what would that be, 8th Street, you hang a left by the veteran, you hang a left, get on Broadway, they come all the way down here, and then we disperse, you know? And that's it just for this year. So let one of the Puerto Rican people are here in Gary, like they always have been.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? With the permission of everybody, and this is the last step here. So I'm looking at, so how to get approval for the 19th or the 26th, which lands on a Sunday, the 3rd Sunday of the month, and the last Sunday of the month.
This is Ms. Reedus from the Public Works Department, and there's an application that you can fill out
For the Board of Works?
for the Board of Works, for her department, and then it'll can approve
What
the
department is
correct.
that?
Public Works.
Oh,
It's
but
for-
it's not the one I got from, it's not this one, is it?
She works for
The
Public
park,
Works.
and it-
That's that.
That's, yeah, it's already, Miss Dolly, is that her name? Miller. Yeah, she appointed me, she said to come here today.
Okay.
And take it from there, and then it's already filled out. She has a copy, the mayor has a copy, and then where I got this from has a
I
copy.
think, do you get a
But
copy?
it's just the dates of that right
She
there.
just needs a copy of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
she just, that right there will be the only thing that will be changed.
We have to change the date.
Okay, so can you change the dates on here so that you
Yeah.
can have the, okay, all right. So, she can
Yeah.
talk to you in a
Please.
one moment, after the meeting, and I'm gonna move, were you finished speaking?
Yes,
Okay.
that's, can I get that one back? And
Oh, I'm
that
sorry.
was just like
Please
a
don't.
figure, that was
Okay.
what
Well,
was gonna happen.
It sounds like a good parade, and, they will process your application if you put the new dates in August on there.
And then I gotta see how much it is. I know it ain't that much, you know what I'm saying? But I need a little bit more time. 'Cause like I said, we just started off as a nonprofit organization, and I do have a committee, an executive board, but as you see, everybody works. We all have to work to go by, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Is there application fee?
155.
Okay. The application fee is what did you say it is?
$155.
155 is the
For
application
the
fee.
board of works.
And then you're
That's-
gonna have to, since you're from based off the route, it looks like you want to use Broadway. You're gonna have to go on NDOT's website and pay the miscellaneous permit fee as well, and that's another $15.
Okay, now this one, I don't know what exactly date, if I put either or, the 19th or the 26th, which one should I put? Which
You
one
have
is
to
it?
pick. You have to pick a date.
I have to pick a date?
Mhm.
I'm just gonna go with all.
If you don't go on Broadway, then you won't have to get the additional permit from the state. So if you chose to just go down Massachusetts,
It's not yet. Well, that's what I was thinking anyway, go straight down from behind the park department. Massachusetts is the one way going north, correct?
yes.
And which, a lot of people are saying, well, there's nothing here. People, It don't matter, people will be there. Kids will be there to get free candy and acknowledge my education and your education about Puerto Rico. That we are United States citizens. We are not no aliens. We are not no, you know what I'm saying? We're like I said, my ancestors fought in World War I and II, and the rest of them, on both sides, because I was Mexican and Puerto Rican. I was born in Puerto Rico, but just raised in East Chicago, 41 years after Puerto Indiana.
What, are you taking it now, or do you want?
No, because he has to pay for it and everything. I can't
Okay,
take anything.
so if you wait 1 second, till
Yeah,
the meeting's
so-
over, we'll move on to the next
Thank
person.
you.
I'm sorry. Did someone else want to speak? Yes, sir, Ms. Cunningham.
You know, about a year and a half ago, the Commission for Women, they came to Board of Works. We gave them a security camera and everything like that, and video. But there I see now they're back here again looking for a security system. What happened to the security system that they had previously? You know, and number two, I wanted to know this Man Enterprise at the baseball stadium, what are they definitely doing for that $35,000? You know, that's the problem. You never said what they're doing with it. It says storage for the field. Is that landscaping or
That's on the team.
they didn't say definitely with that?
Well, we have contractual obligations.
Yeah, they got contractual obligations, but you know, what
They're
they
the ones
doing
that,
with
they're
it?
the ones that mess up the field, not Gary Russell.
I know, but we're the owners of the field.
Yeah,
So it's our asset.
yeah,
Are you done, Mr.?
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Did you want to speak, Mr.?
Yeah, I did,
Brewer?
since we're discussing the ballpark, I'd also like to discuss the other city parks. And
They weren't on the agenda, Mr. Noel.
Yeah, I know, and the disturbing, and it's disturbing to see the use of our parks as simply locations for these cell towers without having the money reverting for park maintenance. In other words, if we're using the parks for these cell towers, then the rentals from these cell towers should revert to the parks so that the parks can use it to mitigate the undesirable use of the park for these cell towers. If you've got a big cell tower there, you should do something to mitigate the negative effect that that has on the rest of the park. And I think that we have several parks that have these undesirable cell tower locations, but only one of them has used the money, reverted some of the money back to the parks. That's the Marquette Park. Maybe there's a reason for that. But really, this money should be going back to mitigate the undesirable influence that these cell towers have on the parks. I also want to comment on the contract made for the maintenance over at the ball field. I know we have an obligation to, as landlords, to maintain the ball field, but we should also recognize that it's the ball players that are destroying the field by their use. So they can't destroy the field, require it to be restored, and then give the bill back to us. It's not Gary residents
It's
who are
the nature
destroying
of the
that.
business that's being conducted.
Well, then the nature of their business, this is one of the most wealthy men in the Chicagoland region. To have zero money coming to the Gary residents for a $55 million asset, and he pays nothing. We pay him, and that's simply ridiculous. And to ask him that you've got to cut the grass, that's not, you know, if you're renting a property, you do cut the grass.
I
You
don't
don't
think it's as
expect the
simple as
landlord
that,
to come in and cut
Time.
your grass.
Time, please.
So make sure that he's maintaining the park too. And I
Thank
don't
you.
think we should be stuck with that bill.
Thank you so much. Anyone else? All right. We'll adjourn the meeting.
I move to adjourn the meeting.
Meeting adjourned. Thank
So
you.
moved.